Two Fants, one video. The Seattle Seahawks have chosen the double Fant approach this offseason, bringing back tight end Noah Fant on a 2-year, $21 million deal, and also bringing back former part-time tight end turned tackle George Fant. First, let's take a look at Noah. Noah Fant came to Seattle originally by way of the Russell Wilson trade. He had been taken in the first round by the Broncos, and while proving consistent, was hardly untouchable when it came to the prospect of trading for the dynamo that was Russell Wilson. In the prior 2 seasons before coming to Seattle, Noah racked up 130 catches, 1,343 yards, and 7 touchdowns. The past 2 years in Seattle, he has 82 catches, 900 yards, and 4 receiving touchdowns. The production dipped. So why has General Manager John Schneider chosen to make Noah Fant the second biggest deal he's likely to give out in this free agency period? First, I think we can firmly say with the contract given that John sees more meaty production left on this particular tight end bone. A big part of the reason for Fant's receiving numbers dropping have to do with targets. Those prior 2 years in Denver, he had 183 targets. The last 2 years in Seattle, 106. His percentage of targets caught is actually higher in Seattle than Denver at 78% versus 72%. One of the more sobering statistics from last season was the Seahawks targeted the middle of the field at the lowest rate of any team in the entire NFL. If you don't throw over the middle, it's kind of hard for your tight ends to find elite production. I'm not going to say Fant's a big play machine, but he's got 20 catches over 10 yards the past 2 years for a position that just often catches dump-off passes and throws just barely beyond the line of scrimmage. And that's where we get to the interesting turn in the situation. When looking at the free agent options or this draft class, there is no one quite like Noah Fant. Some in the Seahawk fandom would have preferred Colby Parkinson, but it does appear that John Schneider has more of a preference for Noah Fant, or Parkinson just wanted to go play near his childhood home. And again, coming back to upside, if you were looking at this upcoming draft for a Noah Fant alternative, he's probably not there, unless you believe Seattle has a legit chance at Brock Bowers. If you compare Noah Fant's combine numbers from 2019 with this year's crop of tight end prospects, he has everyone beat who tested in the broad jump, would have had the fastest 3-cone and 10-yard split, the second fastest 40-yard dash, the second highest vertical leap, and the third highest short shuttle time. Not impressed? Okay, let's go back to last year's draft, the one that was supposed to be historic for tight ends. Testing amongst those prospects in 2023, he has the fastest 40, the second fastest 10-yard split, the second highest vertical leap, the second longest broad jump, the fastest 3-cone. You get the point. He's a freak athlete for the position. And these guys just don't come falling off the back of the truck in every year's draft. On the downside, Fant is slightly below average as a run blocker for the position, though he is coming off his best graded year as a pass protector. He's ultimately being paid for his catching prowess. His blocking is fine, especially considering he's more of your traditional move tight end rather than an inline guy. But he has been able to prove that he can do the inline stuff at least at a functional level. Noah's price was high. Upside still does remain, and at least efficient production is his floor. We might also come to find that the spread offense fits the former Hawkeye like an Iowa tight end in the NFL. Now, on to former Seahawk, now new Hawk, George Fant, who's been brought in to stabilize the depth at the tackle position so the Seahawks don't have to call upon poor Jason Peters off of his couch in his retirement home to come face Myles Garrett mid-season as they did last year. George Fant had a basketball background and was late to football in college. When he did finally join the team, he was used as a tight end. Once he slipped through the cracks of the draft, George ended up in Seattle as a rookie free agent. He first carved out a role as the third tight end in heavy formations or the sixth offensive lineman in goal line, providing Seattle an imposing wall of blockers when they wanted to throw a little bit of extra beef at the competition. Seattle even trusted him enough once to throw him a pass, and it was such a wonderful big man moment. He caught the ball clean and was about to turn it upfield and cook, but that damn Buffalo Wild Wings guy got him with the sprinkler. George eventually settled into a swing tackle role with the Seahawks, showing off light feet and a true ability to play on both sides of the offensive line. After his rookie deal was over, he moved on to the Jets, signing a nice little contract for them, and gave them 2 solid seasons of play before then in that third season his knee started to act up, robbed him a little bit of his performance, cut down a bit of his season short, and so he had to move on this past offseason to the Texans. but he was able to have a bounce back year, helping to keep rookie CJ Stroud's right side clean. Now, George is more of a left tackle than a right tackle, as he is missing some of the pure power you would typically look for over on the right side. Still, with his ability to move in space and his strength in pass protection, he should be a pure fit for the new spread-based systems that the Seahawks are looking to unleash. This also provides the Seahawks with an insurance policy for Abraham Lucas and his long, dodgy knee. Lucas had surgery this offseason for an issue that's been kept just a little bit under wraps by the Seahawks. There were whispers last year of the word chronic associated with the situation. Now, I hope that Lucas does bounce back, but Fant now does give you that insurance policy so the position doesn't have to fall off a cliff if the bad thing does happen. Stone Forsythe is set on the left side, Fant on the right side. And with both of these two guys having familiarity in playing both tackle positions, there is going to be very little draw for the Seahawks to take a tackle in this draft unless that guy can also play guard. So, fantastic signings? Maybe not. Strong moves that help strengthen this team through the assembly of its parts and provides John Schneider the freedom from reaching for need in this upcoming draft? Absolutely. My name is Brandon Kane. This is the Hawks Nest. Please hit the like button. Please subscribe. But beyond all that, don't you ever forget, go Hawks.